very important sources for that. Your YouTube videos for the explainers, the MCQ series on different reports, budget, economic surveys, that provided me with very good practice. I also extracted content out of those explainer videos to include in my notes.
Oliveboard का वो मेंटरशिप प्रोग्राम था, उसमें अनिल सर के 2-3 सेशंस हुए थे, तो उन्होंने भी गाइड किया कि क्या अप्रोच रखना चाहिए, अगर मेंस का पेपर के लिए प्रिपेयर करना है तो वो कैसे प्रिपेयर करना है, प्रीलिम्स के लिए अगर अप्रोच रखना है तो वो कैसे रखना है, तो इस तरह से ओवरऑल फिर एग्जीक्यूशन के साथ में हुए।
Hello everyone, a very good afternoon to all of you. Welcome to the free rankers batch. We'll be taking 500 MCQs related to your finance current affairs. Okay, there will be some questions from the RBI circulars as well. There will be different questions from different finance current affairs is what I can say. So broadly we divide finance current affairs into 3 parts. Your finance current affairs news related, right? Second one is your circular related. Third one, it can be SEBI circular related, it can be even report related, right? So very good afternoon everyone. So I think most of you guys are already attending the sessions related to finance current affairs. So again it will be very helpful for all of you guys. Okay. Perfect. Let's start today's discussion. So today we'll be discussing, this is nothing but August part 1. Okay, this is August month part 1. So close to more than 50 questions we'll be discussing in this part, and 10 parts will be there. Okay, so broadly there will be 10 classes and it's written 500 plus MCQs. Definitely we'll try to make it anywhere around 500 to 600 only. Okay, it will be more than 500 only, won't be less than 500. So today we'll be discussing about close to 50 plus questions, 54 questions, and let's see whether you guys are able to remember the questions of the news of August month or not. Okay, so this will be the part 1 of August. Rest of the part I'll be covering it in my session on 17th. Okay, let's start. The very first question for today, we know that there is a base revision in multiple indexes, right? So if I talk about consumer price index base year is revised periodically to reflect the household consumption patterns. Can you tell me the year, the new base year for CPI? Yes, these questions are from August month finance awareness only. So this session will be mix of finance current affairs, RBI circulars, SEBI circulars. No doubt I'll be taking separately also RBI and SEBI circulars. So this will be a mix. Okay, this will be in a mix, but yes, I can say that the news will remain same only that we have discussed in the weekly sessions. Okay, the news is going to remain the same only. The news won't be changing. Obviously I cannot change the news, तो वो तो वही रहने वाली है ultimately. The correct choice here is 2024. Okay, option E, 2024. Next one, the revised CPI series will be introduced from Q1 of financial year 2027. Which major change will accompany the shift in the base year? Can you tell me the major change here? What is the major change here? What will be the major change here? Everyone in the comment section, guys. The major change here will be new basket or weighting derived from the HCES will be derived. Okay, again we have discussed this in the weekly finance current affairs session as well. Okay, so what happens is I think majority of you will be able to answer these questions. That's a good thing. Why? Because you must have attended the compilation series, you must have done the MCQ weekly session on finance current affairs, and this is a fresh month only, right? August month is almost, it's just 15 days that it has concluded, right? So जैसे we will go backwards, July, June, May, आप लोगों का क्या होगा, रिटेंशन वैसे कम होता जाएगा. ओके, सो देखना ये है कि जुलाई, जून, मई के अंदर हाउ वेल यू आर एबल टू परफॉर्म. ओके, टुडे तो आई नो everyone will be performing well only. Next one, the index of industrial production. What is the new base year of the IIP? This is a vital short-term indicator for the industrial growth. Can you tell me the new base year? Which new base year has been chosen for the IIP, index of industrial production? Option D, 2023. Okay, 2023. The upcoming IIP revision will adopt a new methodology. So there will be a new methodology in the upcoming IIP for measurement. What is the key innovation associated with it? Can you tell me what is the key innovation which is associated with it? What's new in this? Or it's just the base year that has changed? Okay. Akshay B, Anjali C, Bhakti B. What about others? Satyarth B. Rahul B, perfect. The correct choice is B only, adoption of the ASI. What is ASI? Annual Survey of Industries data, and a chain index approach will be there in this particular index, right? Acha, can you guys tell me the base year to be adopted for the GDP computation as well, right? Because base year related to GDP is also changing. Base year related to GDP is also changing. Okay, 2023. So we have already covered this particular news multiple times, and this particular news is also having a high probability of coming in your examination. There is a very high probability that you will be getting at least one question from this particular news in your phase 1 examination. Okay, RBI Grade B phase 1 examination के अंदर there is a very high probability कि इस news के अंदर से आ सकता है. Generally they are asking these kind of stuff by doing a previous year question analysis. Okay. So GDP, for GDP, so I have summarized each and everything for you guys in a tabular manner. So for GDP, the base year is 2023. IIP के लिए you also don't need to remember, again the base year is 2023 only, right? So GDP and IIP goes hand in hand as of now. If I talk about the CPI, the new base year will be 2024. Key innovations, you can also have a look at the key innovations, right? You can also have a look at the key innovations. The revised GDP series will source the data from GST. So what's there? What's new in the GDP series? It will be using the data of GST, UPI, e-Vahan data, public finance management system, right? Vahan portal, UPI data, everything will be there in this particular series. So that's what new about the new GDP is. In a move to boost India's financial market infrastructure, so this is about financial market infrastructure and deepen the capital market, the ICAI, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, has signed a memorandum of understanding with a key institution. You need to tell me the name of the key institution. This was towards the improvement of compliance, governance, transparency in the private investment and exchanges. So again, it can be very, very important. You can see in your previous year question paper as well, there was I think 1 or 2 questions from the memorandum of understanding part as well. So again, it becomes very, very difficult to filter the news. Why? Because there are so many MOUs. There are so many MOUs. Yes guys, option C, NSE, right? NSE and IVCA. What is IVCA? Indian Private Equity and Venture Capital Association. Again, this particular question can be important for your examination. We have done it multiple times in the weekly session, in the compilation session. Next one. SEBI has postponed the implementation of phase 1 and phase 3 for nomination framework. So we all know that SEBI has framed a nomination framework. 2 phases baki hai. What is the timeline? What is the revised timeline as of now of phase 3? What is the revised timeline of phase 3 implementation? So recently a news came that they will be revising the timeline for the nomination framework 3. Yes, 15th of December, right? 15th of December. And how many person you can nominate in it? There are 10 person whom you can make a nominee, right? Earlier we used to have only one, but now they have given a option of 10 nominees here, one by one. So here we can see that the phase 2, whatever date on which it was originally scheduled, it was scheduled on 1st of June as of now, but it is now extended to 8th of August, and the phase 3 is deferred to 15th of December, right? So earlier we need to do it by 1st of September, but now it has been deferred to the 15th of December. Okay. So again, in this particular nomination facility, you need to either nominate or clearly opt out, right? You need to either nominate or you can just opt out of it. Again, you can nominate 10% here. You can nominate, you can go for 10% here. Next one, India's digital ecosystem has been strengthening under the UIDAI through Aadhaar based services. Recently, a major milestone was achieved when Aadhaar face authentication transaction touched an next level scale, right? So the data is quite high. If I talk about August 2025, can you guys tell me how many face authentication transactions were recorded in August 2025? $200 crore, okay, very good. Option D, 200 crore. And that's what happened when we take the recent data, right? Whenever you are reading or revising the recent data, say for example August month, you will be easily able to answer the questions, right? That's a normal thing. Why? Because it's still fresh in our brain. The news is still fresh in our brain. However, if you try to go to July, June, May, or even before that, you will struggle. So that's what the aim here is, to make you revise each and everything, right? That's what the aim here is of this particular series. So I hope you guys will enjoy this series. All the faculty members will be taking this series. I'll be taking 10 lectures for your 500 MCQs plus some more marathon sessions I'll also be adding for your RBI Grade B, for your RBI circulars and for your SEBI circulars, okay? And guys, you can attempt the RBI Grade B readiness test as well. You need to just give 10 questions. Link is there in the description, okay? Later on you can attempt this as well. So here we can see that the data related to Aadhaar face authentication transaction is growing. Earlier it used to be 50, then 100 crore, and now it is 200 crore, right? Next question for you guys is related to SIF. I hope everyone is able to answer this question. Can you tell me the India's first AIF? SEBI has given approval to one of the SIF. It is India's first specialized investment fund as of now, and we have done it multiple times. A confusion related to this question was there, whether it is Edelweiss or Quant Mutual Fund. So I confirm it, it is Quant Mutual Fund, okay? Quant Mutual Fund is the correct choice here. You can clearly see, okay? So the news is taken from the Live Mint. Quant Mutual Fund gets SEBI approval for India's first SIF, okay? SIF is nothing but specialized investment fund. It is bridging the gap between the mutual fund and the PMS, right? Portfolio management services. So mutual funds can be started with as low as, I can say, 100 rupees. The concept of choti SIP is always there. Plus, if you want to go to the PMS, you need to invest at least 50 lakh rupees. So again, there is a huge gap in between an SIF there to fill this gap, okay? So anything related to SIF will be very, very important. That's why I'm again and again taking these series. Next one. The RBI uses marginal standing facility for the banks to borrow overnight against the approved securities, right? Can you tell me? This also becomes a part of LAF corridor. Can you tell me the rate, MSF rate as per the August 2025 monetary policy review? Yes, it is 5.75%, right? So this is nothing but the cap. If I draw a corridor, I know my drawing is horrible, still let me just draw it. MSF 5.75%, right? What will be there here? Repo rate. And at the floor, what will come at the floor? SDF. So quickly tell me repo rate as well as the SDF rate as well here itself. This is nothing but the LAF corridor concept, right? This is the cap, which is MSF. We try to maintain the repo rate in between. Okay. Perfect, Yuti. 5.5% repo rate and 5.25% SDF. Perfect. Acha, tell me the trend of disinflation as of now, right? Earlier we used to be in inflation. This is the territory of inflation. There was a high inflation earlier, but we were successfully able to manage it. So as of now, we are in a stage of disinflation. We are in a stage of disinflation, right? We have even seen deflation in food, right? If you guys remember, we have even seen deflation, that means negative rates, right? So here the pace of disinflation is slowing down. Earlier you were able to disinflate the prices quite aggressively, but now the pace is slowing down. The pace is slowing down. Option C is correct. Okay. The SDF rate, as you correctly mentioned in the comment section, 5.25%. Repo rate 5.5%. So one question in last year examination came from the Monetary Policy Committee meeting as well. So you need to have a good understanding of whatever stated in the Monetary Policy Committee. And plus, I don't know whether you guys remember or not, I have given you a para-based question. I think in the previous month I have given you a para-based question related to Monetary Policy Committee meeting, not just of August, the previous one. That para-based question will also be important irrespective of the fact that we are again having a new monetary policy in August. Still that para-based question will be very, very important. Okay. Stance of MPC, we all know that it's a neutral stance, right? It's a neutral stance. So we have shifted our stance to neutral. So this was from the monetary policy meeting discussion related to August month, right? You can all see the rates. This is called as inflation targeting approach, 4% plus minus 2%. We cannot be rigid, right? So 4% is rigidity. So we need to be always flexible, that it can go above 4% up to 6% plus 2%, right? 4% plus 2%, 6%, 4% minus 2%, 2%. So the inflation range will be 6% to 2% basically. That's what inflation targeting framework is all about. Next one. Despite the global headwinds and domestic challenges, India's economic growth outlook remains optimistic. What is the projected GDP growth rate, guys, for financial year 2026? What is the projected GDP growth rate? Yes, it is 6.5%. Very, very important. Okay, very, very important. You can see too many changes here. First, you need to know about the GDP growth rate, current one, then the estimation. Plus, you need to be aware of the fact that the base year of GDP is also getting changed, right? What is the projected inflation? Projected inflation, we all know as per the latest MPC meeting, it is 3.1%, right? It is 3.1%. Again, next question. To expand the insurance coverage in the underserved area, this is related to IRDAI, can be important. Again, in PYQs, you can see that questions related to IRDAI news is also there. IRDAI has issued a new rural sector obligation for the insurer for the financial year 2026. Insurer must collect. Now they need to collectively cover how many gram panchayats? They need to cover collectively 25,000 gram panchayats, right? And we have covered this in the Finance Current Affairs series as well. IRDAI tightens the insurance coverage norms for rural, social and motor third party segments. Here we can see that collectively we need to cover 25,000 gram panchayat. That's the target for financial year 2026. 25,000, and the target is doubled as of now for financial year 2027 to 50,000. So please do remember this thing. Okay, please do remember this thing. Next one. This is from the RBI circular. Again, it can be important. For those who are consistently watching the finance current affairs series, this will be a cakewalk for you all, right? This is regarding the default loss guarantee as per the RBI CLA co-lending arrangement. Now, can you guys tell me the default loss guarantee here? Minimum default loss guarantee, sorry, maximum, not minimum. Pardon me for that. Maximum default loss guarantee allowed as per the revised guidelines. And what is the concept behind it? Let's suppose there are two co-lenders in the co-lending arrangement. They both are giving loan to one party. Let's suppose they both are giving loan to me, but the originator is A here. So I approached A for a loan, and now they both are sharing the loan benefits, risk and rewards. So can I say, because the originator is A here, A needs to provide a default loss guarantee, a maximum default loss guarantee of at least maximum of 5%, right? So that's the maximum amount of the DLG that A can provide B. In case if things go south, if I don't repay my loan obligation, then A needs to fulfill the DLG guarantee worth 5% here. Next one, EPFO witnessed its highest ever net addition of members in June 2025, reflecting in the formal job growth and the payroll expansion. What was the total net addition in the June 2025 month? I think you must have covered this in the PIB session as well. What should be the correct choice, guys, here? The correct choice here is option C, 21.89 lakh. Okay, 21.89 lakh. Option C here is the correct choice. Here we can see the net additions as of now in the EPFO membership. That's the data of June 2025, which was recently released, okay, on the PIB portal. Here we can see the numbers as well. So the new subscriber, if I talk about the new subscriber, there is a 12.68% increase over the May 2025. So as compared to May, in June there was a 12.68% increase, right? Next one, the Lok Sabha recently passed the promotion and regulation of the online gaming bill 2025. The new bill imposes strict penalties to deter real money gambling activities. Which of the following reflects the penalty provision correctly? The correct choice here is option C, imprisonment up to 3 years or fine up to 1 crore. Okay, so this one is from the Lok Sabha bill that bans the real money gambling, right? So we have just covered the penalty portion. Perfect. Next one, Indian Post Payment Bank has introduced a major digital innovation aimed at simplifying authentication for banking transaction. Which advanced method is being used for this particular purpose? A very simple question. I think I have discussed this twice in the earlier sessions, and this can be important as well. Okay, this can be important as well. Perfect. Good to see so many students easily able to answer the August 2025 month. Okay, but I'm sure that the number is going to go down of those students who are giving the correct answer in the coming sessions. Why? Because as we go back डेटा के अंदर यूजुअली स्टूडेंट्स क्या हो जाता है, भूल जाते हैं, राइट? एंड दैट्स टोटली फाइन. दैट्स व्हाई वी आर डूइंग दीज सेशंस. नेक्स्ट वन, सेबी इज टेकिंग स्टेप्स टू सिंप्लीफाई द कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस एंड कंप्लायंस. अगेन दिस कैन बी इंपॉर्टेंट. First it is related to SEBI, then it is related to corporate governance and compliance, which is again a topic in your syllabus, right? They are suggesting to revise a threshold for the related party transactions, right? So according to the proposed framework, what percentage of the consolidated turnover will be defined as the material RPT, related party transaction, for companies with turnover above 20,000 crore? Anyone? सर सेबी कुछ प्रपोज कर रहा है तो वो भी आ सकता है क्या? Yes, it can come. Okay, at least the important portion you need to read. At least the important portion you need to read. right? And 90% of the times only whatever they are proposing is the final number only. We don't have the final number as of now, so we need to study the proposed thing as of now. It is 10%, okay? Option C, 10%. Next one. So here we have seen the proposed change for 20,000 crore, 10%, right? So there was a slab related to each and every one. Acha, tell me, what is a special rupee Vostro account as per your understanding, SRVA? What is special rupee Vostro account, guys? A very simple, a very direct question. And whenever there are so many direct questions, we get so confused sometimes, and that's the major problem, right? So try to practice for the finance current affairs RBI circulars again and again. Try to read them multiple times by downloading these PDFs, or even if you don't feel like reading, what you can do is you can just rewatch any lecture at 1.5x. That will save your time as well. Option C, a domestic bank holds a rupee deposit on behalf of the foreign bank to facilitate the trade. Let's suppose a UK bank is holding INR in SBI bank, right? Just for doing the transactions. And now RBI has permitted to utilize the access fund in the central government securities as well, including the treasury bills as well, okay? This is nothing but from the international trade settlement in INR. So this is nothing but internationalization of INR. Next one, to strengthen the credit access in the rural and allied sectors, important, very, very important. The Union Cabinet has approved a significant financial grant to National Cooperative Development Corporation, NCDC, to support areas like agriculture, dairy and fisheries. What will be the total amount of the approved grant as of now? Those students who have consistently watched the weekly finance current affairs session, you guys will be able to answer, easily be able to answer, right? 2000 crore, perfect, 2000 crore. Very good. So here we have covered this particular news. What is the aim? Strengthening the India's cooperative sector. So that's why the cabinet has approved 2000 crore grant here for NCDC for the cooperative sector financing. Now how the NCDC will be utilizing it? To provide long-term and working capital loans to the cooperatives. So ultimately the money will be going to the cooperatives here in the form of long-term and the working capital loans, right? Next one, a very simple, again we have done it multiple times. I have covered it in a separate individual video. It was covered in the finance current affair weekly session as well. In an ongoing effort to deepen the financial capital market, and to enhance the investor protection, RBI has introduced a new feature here. Yes, auto bidding feature, perfect. Auto bidding feature. This is in the RBI direct platform, auto bidding. So if you want to auto bid for the treasury bills, for the T-bills, you can do it. You can already set levels and the bid will be made automatically here, right? So this is from the statement on development and regulatory policy, and high chance that one question can directly come from this particular statement of on development and regulatory policies. I'll tell you two or three areas from which the question can come in your phase 1 examination. A high probability area, auto bidding facility. Very good, Yukti, very good. That's the second thing. I was about to tell you that there are two major updates. The first one is auto bidding facility enabled in the treasury bills, right? So let me just quickly write here. First one is auto bidding. Second one is the SIP, systematic investment plan, that too in T-bill. Do you guys remember the SIP related news? RBI has permitted SIP investments as well in the treasury bills. So now retailers can do SIPs in the T-bills as well. Why? Because just to increase the retailers' participation, we guys don't invest in government securities. We invest in mutual funds, but not in government securities. Don't know about the feasibility of the options. this particular SIP one. Why? Because it works well in the mutual funds. Not sure about the treasury bill. Still, coming to the exam orientation, high probability that one question will come in the examination in your 2025 RBI Grade B phase 1 examination, a very high probability. The first one is related to the standardization of the procedure of the deceased depositor. Let's suppose there is a customer who is now no more. So there should be a standardized procedure so that the nominee of that person or the legal heirs don't face any kind of issue, because in every bank there is a different procedure. So they are working on a circular, and I think they have already released a draft circular or so on the website. I'll be soon coming up with a detailed video related to that as well, but cover it in a crisp manner. The second news is of a high priority level is what I can say, right? So this question is from the second news as well. So in the treasury bill now they have allowed the systematic investment plans as well, SIP investing as well. Okay, this news can also be important for you guys, so please make it your strong zone. Okay, please make it your strong zone. RBI launches 3 consumer centric scheme to boost the financial inclusion. 3 schemes RBI has launched to boost the financial inclusion. The very first scheme, re-KYC at door to door. Re-KYC at doorsteps. So what they are doing is they have set up panchayat level camps from 1st of July to 30th September. So it's ongoing process, right? आज क्या है 15th of September है, तो 15 days more यहाँ पे चलने वाला है. What they are doing is they are doing re-KYC, right? Again, it's a part of financial inclusion only. It's a part of financial inclusion only. That is the initiative number 1, right? Next one is again related to the simplified settlement of the deceased that we just discussed in the development and in the development statement, right? In regulatory policy. And the third one is SIP. So please keep it in your strong zone. A very high probability one question जरूर आना चाहिए phase 1 के अंदर, right? एक question जरूर आना चाहिए phase 1 के अंदर. ICAI signs MOU with the Indian Association of Gold Excellence in Standard. This is nothing but a self-regulatory body only. So they have done an MOU, they have signed an MOU. Why? To strengthen the gold industry practices here. Okay. The aim is to strengthen the gold industry practices here in terms of valuation, right? So they will be implementing a code of conduct basically here, auditing norms and governance benchmarks and so on. Okay, so again a MOU related question, you can either get a question directly related to MOU in your examination. ठीक है, तो जो भी MOU sign हुए हैं जो relevant है, what you can do is you can just make a single or 2-page summary for that. Again, if you are a part of paid course, we are already giving it in the magazines, right? We are already giving these MOUs in a very summarized manner in magazines. You can do it from that as well. Again a high probability question. The income tax department has assigned a large scale technology upgrade related to the PAN issuance. This is also known as PAN 2.0. This project is also known as PAN 2.0. Now they can ask you 2 things, either the name of this project, which is PAN 2.0, or the name of the IT company. The IT company is LTI Mindtree, option D, right? Option D here is the correct choice. Next one, this is from the check truncation system circular which RBI recently released. So they have changed the entire system of how CTS used to work. Earlier we used to follow the batch processing system. Now we are moving towards the continuous processing system, right? Here I am talking about the presentation session. Session. So let's suppose there are 2 banks. Let me just take a practical example. ICICI Bank, SBI Bank. The check is of SBI Bank. The check is of SBI Bank. It is being presented to the ICICI. So what is the single presentation timeline with which I can present this check to ICICI? I do have my account with ICICI, no matter I get a check of SBI Bank. What should be the presentation session timeline? Yes, 10 AM to 4 PM. That's very straight. And what about settlement? What about the settlement? What is the maximum permissible delay for customer credit after settlement? Let's suppose the transaction is settled between both the banks. The drawee bank has given a confirmation to release the funds. So the presenting bank need to settle this particular transaction, need to pay the customer within what time limit? Within what time limit? Option E is not the correct choice here. Within 1 hour you need to do the payment process after settlement. There is already a settlement, guys, right? Both the banks have agreed to make the payment. The CTS has already cleared. You got the accent from the drawee bank. Now why you need to wait for the end of the day? Just clear it in 1 hour. Okay, this was also a part of circular. Next one, phase 2 timelines. I'm talking about the phase 2 timelines of the check truncation system. What is the prescribed expiry time of the check? Every check will be having a item expiry time. Every check will be having a item expiry time. Let's suppose the drawee bank is having the check here. The presenting bank has already placed the check on the CTS. Now the drawee bank is having it. This is the phase 2. Now in phase 2 you need to clear it in T plus 3 hours. Let's suppose the drawee bank gets the check at 11 AM. So 11 AM is T plus 3 hours. Within the next 3 hours you need to either accept it or reject it. Either accept it or reject it. Right? Either accept it or reject it. Can you also tell me the effective date of the NFB facility, non-fund based facility, from which date this particular circular is coming into force? NFB facility, non-fund based facility, guys. From which date? The circular will be effective on 1st of April 2025. So from the next financial year is what I can say. The start of the financial year, 1st April 2026, this will be effective. According to the RBI guidelines, which of the following non-deposit taking NBFC is eligible to receive the partial credit enhancement from a scheduled commercial bank or a AIFI? If you want to take a partial credit enhancement and you are a non-deposit taking NBFC, when you will be eligible? In what case you will be eligible? Here are the 5 cases in front of you. So again telling you guys, this particular circular is complex, right? You can watch a detailed video as well. It's available on the YouTube channel related to the non-fund based facility. So I have already posted it, I think in the previous month itself, right? जैसे आया था 2-3 दिन के अंदर ही पोस्ट कर दिया था, उसको एक बार वापस देखना. हाई प्रोबेबिलिटी है. ऑप्शन डी, NBFC with asset size of 1000 crore that is registered with RBI can definitely avail a partial credit enhancement facility. Unsecured guarantees carry a high risk and hence subject to the internal limits as well. What is the maximum total guarantee limit allowed? Maximum total limit guarantee allowed. The maximum total limit of guarantee allowed is 5% of the total assets. Okay, 5% of the total assets. So I think this news is repeated. We have already covered it related to the 25,000 gram panchayats in IRDAI. Again, I'm telling you this can be important, right? So just skipping it. Why? Because we have already covered it. Next one. To promote innovation in healthcare and entrepreneurship, a new MOU was signed in 2025. Which 2 organizations are a part of this particular MOU? Which 2 organizations are part of this particular MOU? Option A, DPIIT, and this particular entity was a part of this MOU. Okay, this was there to support the healthcare startups. This was there to support the healthcare startups. Okay. So if you are regularly following the magazines from our paid course, definitely it will be very, very helpful. We are covering almost all the news in those magazines. Next one, to reflect the current economic scale and improve the effectiveness of the regulatory threshold, the RBI has revised the monetary limit that defines the substantial interest in the banking entity. Previously, it was at 5 lakh level, and this threshold is now being revised. Okay, Satyarth, so definitely I'll be checking that as well. Okay, after the session, I'll just have a quick look. Just taking a screenshot of your query. Okay. 2 crore, okay, 2 crore, perfect. So 2 crore is the perfect choice. Earlier it used to be 5 lakh, now it is 2 crore, again a high probability question. Next one. RBI has also increased the timeline, the tenure, or in the cooperative banks related to the director tenure. So they have also amended the director tenure in the cooperative banks. What do you think is the new tenure allowed by the RBI for the directors other than the chairperson and the whole time directors? So yes, 10 years is the correct choice. 10 years is the correct choice. So we have covered this when we were studying the Banking Law Amendment Act 2025. Okay. Again, a high probability area from which question can come in the examination. Next one, again can be important. India's industrial output has shown uneven momentum, with certain sectors facing the demand side and input side constraint. Recent reports highlighted subdued performance in key segments of the industrial sector. So they are talking about the industrial sector. Whenever I talk about the industrial sector, you need to know the driving reasons of the slow growth or the declining growth in the industrial sector. So that's what you need to tell me here, the components that have primarily contributed. Correct choice here is, guys, electricity and mining. Okay, electricity and mining is the correct choice. A very simple question, a very direct question. We just need to have a skin in the game. I'm talking about the co-lending arrangement. This is from the RBI circular. Okay, this is from the RBI circular, a very, very important question. We need to ensure skin in the game, that both the REs should be having at least a minimum percentage of the loan, right? I hope it's clear. यहाँ तक सबका आंसर आ जाना चाहिए, because we have done this circular in a very, very detailed manner. So I hope you guys are able to answer this particular question. Everyone, is this clear? Yes. 10%, right? 10%. Acha, can you tell me, as per the new guidelines, how many times a user can check the status of a pending UPI transaction? Let's suppose I have done a UPI transaction, it is still pending. Then how many times I can check the status? Now I don't know whether it can be important or not, but because they are NPCI new guidelines, right? That's why I need to cover it. That's why I need to cover it. This question is from the new guidelines related to UPI by the NPCI. 3 times, okay, option D, 3 times. Maximum 3 times I can check. So NPCI implements new UPI rules from 1st of August 2025. So from 1st of August 2025, they have introduced new rules related to UPI. There are certain restrictions on the balance inquiry, 50 times per day, right? Bank account list revival, the bank account list is again restricted to 25 times per day per application. The transaction status limit, if the transaction is pending, you can just check it 3 times. Okay, so I've taken this question from these new rules here. Auto pay mandate timings also they have changed here, right? So there are certain changes here. You need to study this in a detailed manner, because most of the times I can say they are asking questions from this kind of stuff as well. Plus NPCI, UPI is quite a important topic for you guys. Next one, the Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana PMUY continues to provide targeted LPG subsidies to the low income household. You just need to tell me the total estimated outlay approved for financial year 2026. Very, very important. Very, very important again. A very simple and an important question. The correct answer is 12,000 crore, right? 12,000 crore, perfect. Next one, to strengthen the affordable housing and promote the PropTech startup, an MOU was signed in 2025. Which parties are involved in this particular collaboration? This was a PropTech MOU. Any idea about this one? Just one answer. Yukti, option B. Okay. What about others? No idea. Anurag, B. Okay. So guys, this series will be a mix of easy, moderate and difficult level questions, okay? And जैसा मैंने आपको बताया, जैसे जैसे मैं पीछे जाता रहूँगा दूसरे मंथ्स में क्वेश्चन का डिफिकल्टी लेवल आपको ज़्यादा लगने लग जाएगा. नॉट बिकॉज कि क्वेश्चन एक्चुअली में डिफिकल्ट हो रहे हैं, बट जैसे जैसे मैं पीछे जा रहा हूँ आपकी मेमोरी थोड़ी सी वीक होती जाएगी, ओके? एंड ट्राई टू वॉच दिस एंटायर सीरीज, पॉसिबली अगर लाइव देख पाओ तो ज़्यादा बेटर है, सो दैट इन केस इफ़ यू आर हैविंग एनी क्वेरी आई कैन रिजॉल्व इट, राइट? Option B, DP IIT and HDFC Capital Advisors. So very good. Okay, Yukti, Anurag and Akshay. Option B is the correct choice. Next one. Can you also tell me the name of the program? What was the name of the program? This was the name of the program, if you guys remember. HDFC Affordable Real Estate Technology Program, right? Option C. Please do remember this one as well. Option C. Right, this was the name of the program and the parties involved were DP IIT and HDFC Capital Advisors. Next one, in August 2025 the government of India has appointed a new Comptroller and Auditor General of Defence Accounts, right? CGDA. Can you tell me the name? Can you tell me the name? Option C here is the correct choice, okay? Mr. Rajkumar Arora is the correct choice. Option C. Okay, so Mr. Rajkumar Arora assumes the charge as Comptroller General of Defence Accounts as of now. So what is Comptroller General Defence Accounts? It's nothing but head of the Defence Accounts Department. Next one. To promote investor awareness and streamline the dividend reclaim process, the Investor Education and Protection Fund Authority (IEPFA) launched a special initiative. This is a 100-day campaign. Very, very important. We have done it multiple times and I think that everyone will be able to answer this particular question at least. We have done it multiple times, right? Option C, सक्षम निवेशक, राइट? सक्षम निवेशक, अब तो ये तो याद हो जाना चाहिए. जीएसटी कलेक्शन, जीएसटी कलेक्शन. सो अगेन ये वापस डेटा इररिलेवेंट होने वाला है, इसलिए मैं आपको नहीं बताने वाला क्योंकि अभी वापस से नया डेटा आ जाएगा, तो इसलिए वी आर जस्ट कीपिंग दिस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन, ओके? So broadly you need to remember 3 types of data. What is the current data of the last month? What is the data of the current financial year, right? And in case of any sudden spike or sudden decline, you need to understand the data of that particular month plus the driving reasons of that data as well. Next one, the India's infrastructure financing seeing significant traction, especially in the aviation sector. A major milestone has been achieved with the completion of the largest unlisted bond issuance in country's airport sector. Again a very simple one, we have done it multiple times, right? We have covered this news multiple times in different sessions. Yes, Bangalore International Airport Limited, right? The largest unlisted bond issuance. So again, it will relate to your topic, financial markets. PFRDA initiative, launching of a new website. We have already discussed, this is under the PFRDA Connect, right? Option D. Next one, tell me the PMI. Tell me the PMI activity. July 2025 PMI activity. Again, it will be better if you can remember the latest data, right? This is the July data. It used to be 59.1. A recent partnership was announced to help the Indian SMEs increase their overseas sales. Important. The collaboration aims to form a dedicated task force, shape policies, improve infrastructure, and raise awareness about the e-commerce opportunity, especially for the artists and small manufacturers. Which two entities have partnered in this particular initiative? Option A, FIEO and Amazon. Okay. Next one, BCI reading, Business Confidence Index reading of April to June quarter, first quarter of 2025. It was released in August month. The data was released in August month. 149.4. Okay, 149.4. 149.4. Next one can be important. Again, from the co-lending arrangement, guys, I'm telling you, co-lending arrangement and non-fund based facility circular, very, very important, most crucial circulars from August month. These guidelines apply to major lending institutions. I'm talking about the co-lending arrangement guidelines. CLAs are applicable to all except which of the following? Except which of the following, guys? Except small finance bank, local area banks and regional rural banks, right? And they apply on HFCs. They apply on HFCs, right? We have done this when we were discussing the circulars as well. Next one. The BCI is built upon specific parameters that collectively gauge the business sentiment and forward-looking expectations. Can you tell me which of the following is incorrect with respect to the parameter used in computation of the BCI? Option E, expected improvement in firm's financial position over the next 3 months. That's not correct. Rest of the 4 are correct, though not so important, so you can keep this in a low priority zone. Okay, once you are done with the rest of the stuff in this particular PDF, then you can learn this one as well. Next one, how many calendar days after disbursement must the loan be transferred to the partner RE? This is again from the co-lending arrangement. I have discussed multiple times. Would request everyone to answer this correctly at least. Why? Because co-lending arrangement, we have covered it multiple times in the RBI circular video, in the individual video, in the finance current affairs session, in the compilation session. 15 days. Yes, perfect. 15 days. Very good. India's trade with the Asian players, a significant role in its external sector. In financial year 2025, bilateral trade happening between both the countries reached USD 123 billion, 123 billion. What's the share of India's global trade did this account for? What is this share if I compare it with the India's global trade? How much is this in terms of percentage? In terms of percentage, that's 11%. Okay, 11%. Option C is correct. 11% is the correct choice. Okay, 11% is the correct choice. 11%, right? So India has recently hosted the 10th meeting at the Vanijya Bhavan in New Delhi, right? So this is a part of the key highlights. Again, this particular news, RBI has settled $5 billion rupee swap. If you guys remember, RBI has entered this particular swap earlier. So they have injected rupee liquidity and in exchange of the dollar, and I told you that why, because this is a swap transaction. You need to reverse this transaction. So RBI has not entered into a rollover. Why? Because there is already enough liquidity in the market. So RBI has not rolled over this particular and have settled the $5 billion swap amount that we earlier discussed. I think back 4 months back, 6 months back, we discussed this as well. Next month, the base year for the CPI AL and CPI RL has been updated to which year? What is the new base year of these two index? CPI AL, agriculture labor and rural labor, yes, 2019, very good. And high probability you will be getting one question from the base year side, right? From the base year side. Next one, the UIDAI ISI collaboration includes multiple areas of biometric reach. Which of the following is not a focus area of this particular agreement? Option E here is the correct choice. This is not the focus area. Rest of the things are the focus area of this particular finance current affairs. Okay, very good everyone, very good. So I think close to, I don't know the number of the questions, yeah, 58, perfect. So close to 58 questions we have completed. This is the schedule of your rankers batch. This is the free ranker batch for you guys, right? You can see here that I'm taking 500 plus MCQ questions here. Okay, for sure it will be 500 plus only. Time will be 3 PM on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Tomorrow session won't be there, but on Wednesday for sure it will be there. Once I complete this, I'll be again taking 200 RBI circulars and SEBI circulars MCQ as well. These will be the marathon sessions for you guys. Okay. So if you haven't given the test yet of the RBI Grade B readiness, you can attempt these 10 questions and you can get a personalized report card as well. Okay. Plus you can give the previous year question paper as well, that too free of cost on our website. 2024 is completely free of cost. So thank you so much guys. I hope you like the initiative. अगर पसंद आया इनिशिएटिव तो वीडियो को लाइक कर देना, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर लेना और कमेंट सेक्शन में बताना कि आपको ओवरऑल कैसा डिस्कशन लगा, राइट? ये तो आज सिर्फ पार्ट 1 था अगस्त मंथ का. इन द नेक्स्ट पार्ट विल बी डेफिनेटली गेटिंग द अगस्त पार्ट 2, राइट? रेस्ट ऑफ द न्यूज़ रिलेटेड टू अगस्त. फिर उसके बाद हम ऐसे करके जुलाई, जून, मई, अप्रैल जाते रहेंगे और कंप्लीट कर लेंगे पूरा, सो दैट यू गाइस कैन ईजिली prepare for the RBI Grade B examination. Okay guys, so thank you so much. Bye bye, take care, see you soon. मिलते हैं वापस से अगली क्लास के अंदर बहुत ही जल्दी. Okay, take care guys, bye bye.